If you're drinking this during your fast, you're basically eating. And that's why you're still carrying that belly fat around. Look, I get it. You've been doing intermittent fasting for weeks, maybe even months. You're skipping breakfast like you're supposed to. You're waiting until noon or later to eat. You're doing all the things the internet told you to do. But here's the thing. The scale isn't moving. Your jeans still feel tight. And you're starting to wonder if this whole fasting thing is just another diet that doesn't work. But before you give up, you need to hear this. Because the problem isn't fasting. The problem is that you're accidentally breaking your fast without even knowing it. And once you understand what's really happening inside your body, everything changes. So let's talk about what fasting actually does. When you stop eating, your body runs out of the sugar it normally uses for energy. And when that happens, it has to find another fuel source. That fuel source is your body fat. This is the whole point of fasting. You want your body to burn fat instead of sugar. But here's where it gets tricky. Your body can only burn fat when insulin is low. Insulin is like a gatekeeper. When insulin is high, the gate to your fat stores is locked. When insulin is low, the gate opens and fat can finally get out and be burned for energy. Every time you eat something, insulin goes up. That's normal, but what most people don't realize is that insulin can go up even when you're not eating real food. Even tiny things can spike your insulin just enough to slam that gate shut and stop fat burning completely. And this can last for hours, so you think you're fasting, but your body thinks you just ate. And that's why nothing is changing. Let me break down the biggest mistakes people make. First one is sweeteners. And I'm not just talking about sugar, I'm talking about the stuff you think is safe. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, stevia, monk fruit, all of it. Here's what happens. You drink your coffee with a little sweetener in it. Your tongue tastes something sweet. And your brain immediately sends a signal to your pancreas saying, hey, sugar is coming, get ready. So your pancreas releases insulin even though no actual sugar showed up. This is called the cephalic phase insulin response. Basically, your body got tricked, and now your insulin is elevated, and fat burning just stopped. You didn't eat anything with calories, but your body reacted like you did. This is why people say they're fasting, but they're not losing weight. They're sipping on their sweet drinks all morning, thinking they're being good. But their insulin is bouncing up and down the whole time. Second mistake is flavored supplements. BCAAs are the worst for this. People drink them during their fasting window because they think amino acids don't count as food. But here's the truth. BCAAs taste like fruit punch or lemonade or whatever flavor you bought. And just like with sweeteners, your body tastes that sweetness and releases insulin. Plus, amino acids themselves can trigger an insulin response because your body recognizes them as protein. So you're getting hit twice, once from the flavor and once from the actual amino acids. Same thing with protein powders. If you're drinking a protein shake during your fasting window, you're not fasting. I don't care if it's only 100 calories. Protein spikes insulin, not as much as carbs, but it still spikes it. And that's enough to stop fat burning. Third mistake is tiny snacks. A handful of almonds, a splash of milk in your coffee, a piece of gum. People think these things don't count because they're so small, but your body doesn't care about the size. It cares about the signal. Even 20 calories can be enough to raise insulin and shut down fat burning for the next 2 to 3 hours. And if you're snacking every couple hours, your insulin never gets a chance to drop. You're basically in a fed state all day long, even though you're barely eating anything. Your body never switches over to burning fat because it keeps getting interrupted. Now here's something most people don't talk about. Let's say you're doing everything right. No sweeteners, no supplements, no snacks, just black coffee, plain tea, and water. You're fasting clean. But you're still not losing fat. Why? Because you're losing muscle instead. And this is actually worse than not losing weight at all. When you fast, your body needs energy. If it can't get it from food, it has to get it from your body. Ideally, it pulls from your fat stores. But if you're not eating enough protein during your eating window, and if you're not doing any kind of resistance training, your body will start breaking down muscle for energy instead of fat. And here's why that's a disaster. Muscle is metabolically active. That means it burns calories even when you're sitting on the couch doing nothing. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn all day long. But when you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, so now you're burning fewer calories than you were before. And that makes it even harder to lose fat. You end up in this terrible cycle where you're fasting, losing muscle, slowing down your metabolism, and actually making it harder to lose weight over time. So here's the moment of truth. If you want fasting to actually work, you need to do two things. First, keep your insulin low during the fasting window. That means nothing but water, black coffee, or plain tea. No sweeteners, no flavored anything, no tiny snacks, nothing that your body could possibly interpret as food. If it has a taste other than water, coffee, or tea, don't drink it. If it has calories, don't eat it. It's that simple. Your body needs a clean break from food so insulin can drop and stay down. That's when fat burning happens, not when insulin is bouncing around all day. Second, protect your muscle during your eating window. This means you need to eat enough protein. How much? Aim for about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. So if you want to weigh 150 pounds, eat 105 to 150 grams of protein per day. Spread it out over your meals during your eating window. And you need to do some kind of resistance training. It doesn't have to be heavy lifting at the gym. Body weight exercises work. Push-ups, squats, lunges, planks, anything that challenges your muscles and tells your body, hey, we need to keep this muscle. Don't burn it for energy. When you combine enough protein with resistance training, your body has no reason to break down muscle. It has the building blocks it needs from the protein, and it has the signal from the training that the muscle is being used and needs to stay. So instead of burning muscle, it burns fat, and your metabolism stays high. And fat loss actually speeds up instead of slowing down. But there's one more thing that can ruin everything. How you break your fast. If you've been fasting for 16 hours and your first meal is a giant bowl of cereal with orange juice and a muffin, you just spiked your insulin through the roof. All that sugar hits your system at once. Insulin shoots up, and your body immediately switches from fat-burning mode to fat-storing mode. You just undid all the work you did during your fast. This is why some people feel terrible after breaking their fast. They get tired, bloated, and hungry again an hour later. It's because they broke their fast with the wrong foods and caused a massive insulin spike followed by a crash. The right way to break your fast is with protein and healthy fats. Eggs are perfect. So is fish, chicken, beef, or if you're plant-based, tofu, tempeh, lentils, or beans. Add some healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, nuts, or seeds. This combination does two things. Protein triggers a much smaller insulin response than carbs, and fats slow down digestion so your blood sugar stays stable. You ease back into eating without shocking your system. You stay full longer, and you don't undo all the fat burning you just did. Save the carbs for later in your eating window. Once your body has adjusted to eating again, then you can add in some rice, potatoes, fruit, or whatever carbs you like. But don't start with them. So let's recap everything. If you're fasting but not losing fat, you're probably making one of two mistakes. Either you're accidentally spiking insulin during your fasting window with sweeteners, flavored supplements, or tiny snacks. Or you're not protecting your muscle during your eating window with enough protein and resistance training. Both of these will stop fat loss in its tracks. The fix is simple. During your fast, stick to water, black coffee, or plain tea. Nothing else. During your eating window, prioritize protein and do some kind of resistance training. And when you break your fast, start with protein and healthy fats, not carbs. Do this, and your body will finally start working with you, instead of against you. You'll burn fat, keep your muscle, and your metabolism will stay strong. This isn't about fasting harder or longer. It's about fasting smarter. Get these two things right, and everything else falls into place. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.